Coming up next on YCU News, will a gun range be coming to Newport, New Hampshire? Citizens today can begin signing up for insurance under the Affordable Health Care Act. And U.S. federal and national parks may be affected by the federal government's shutdown. For more news, weather, and sports, it's time for YCU, your local view.
Now, your daily digest of the Dartmouth Lake Sunapee region and central Vermont. News, sports, weather, public affairs, and all that's happening in our area. The news on YCU, your local view.
Good evening. I'm Rose Spillman. Thank you for joining us for this Tuesday edition of YCU News. Will a gun range be coming to Newport, New Hampshire? That's the decision the town's Conservation Commission is expected to make during its meeting tonight. The Economic Corporation of Newport owns the land where the gun range would be sited. If a gun range isn't approved or pursued by local gun manufacturer Sturm Ruger, Town Manager Paul Brown tells the Valley News that he will seek a buyer for part of the land. Some of the land behind where I'm standing will be the focus of a discussion tonight with the Newport Conservation Commission on whether or not to develop a portion of it. An easement on this land would need to be lifted by the Conservation Commission for development. The vast rolling stretch of earth lies far behind the Claremont Recycling Center, off routes 11 and 103 between Newport and Claremont. The corporation, known popularly as Econ, is a business catalyst for the town of Newport. Money from a reuse of the land could bring revenue to the town, Brown says. The site for possible development would not be near a recreation trail. This is important because if a gun range is set up at the site, public safety is paramount. Earlier, a proposal from Sturm Ruger to buy the land and use it for a gun range was approved by the town. Yet Sturm Ruger withdrew its approved application. The town's approval did not sit well with some residents opposed to the gun range proposal. A group of residents filed an appeal in Sullivan County Superior Court asking that the town's approval be reconsidered. The appeal did not move forward. It became a moot point once Sturm Ruger withdrew its intent to develop the site. The public is encouraged to attend tonight's meeting. The meeting begins at 6 p.m. in the community room of the Sugar River Savings Bank. It's October 1st, the day citizens across the country can begin to sign up for health insurance under the Affordable Health Care Act. The act was signed into law by President Barack Obama in March 2010. Its purpose is to focus on wellness by encouraging people to get health care before they are so ill that they have to use a hospital emergency room as a regular doctor's office. Some provisions of the law took effect earlier. One key provision allows people aged 26 and under to remain on a parent's health plan before choosing their own medical insurance plan. Another requires insurance companies to cover illnesses and treatment that previously would have been deemed a previous existing condition and not covered. The Affordable Care Act aims to allow more Americans to choose a health insurance plan that is affordable to them. Under each state's plan, people can begin today to enroll. Health coverage under a chosen plan goes into place on January 1, 2014. Yet not all states are on the same page. Vermont officials are ahead of other states, including New Hampshire. Vermont health leaders chose to set up the state's plan. New Hampshire opted to let the federal government set up its health care exchanges. States could do as Vermont did, set up its own exchange, or a state could work with the federal government to design a health care plan. This is how Maine set up its offerings under the law. Governor Maggie Hassan said today that the Affordable Care Act is in effect and is a reality. Today marks the beginning of an effort that will take time and face challenges, Hassan says. Yet when New Hampshire residents sign up for plans under the state's health exchange, residents will ultimately benefit, Hassan says. Today's sign-up under the health care provision comes on the day that the federal government is shut down. Washington lawmakers could not agree on enacting the Affordable Care Act while maintaining other government services. The post office will remain open and mail will be delivered. U.S. national parks, federal parks, including the St. Gaudens National Historic Site in Cornish, New Hampshire, and Marsh Billings Rockefeller National Park in Woodstock, Vermont, could be affected by the federal shutdown. With foliage approaching its peak, visitors to the Dartmouth Lake Sunapee region will be able to enjoy the blaze of reds, oranges, and yellows across the multi-treed landscape. Enjoying the outdoors is free to all. Now we have the YCU weather forecast for the Connecticut River Valley and Lake Sunapee region. Tomorrow we have a mostly sunny day with temperatures up to 77 and lows around 49 degrees. Thursday we have a high of 73 and lows in the upper 40s. Friday will be slightly cooler with highs in the upper 60s and a low of 52 degrees. Saturday will be partly cloudy with a high of 70, and Sunday we have a few showers with temperatures around 69 degrees. If you're looking to get out and celebrate fall, head over to the Billings Farm and Museum in Woodstock, Vermont this Saturday for a pumpkin and apple celebration from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. I'm Rose Spillman for YCU, your local view. Good night.